ready to have some fun and talk about making some money moves? Woo! Yes. We have to bring the energy. I love to dance, so anytime I can do it, trust me, you will see some dancing up here in a little bit. I'm definitely going to teach you today not only how to pay off some of your debt, hopefully all of it, but more importantly, how to have a balanced life. Because so often we hear someone say, oh, let's pay off the debt, and so let's cut out everything and sacrifice everything you need to in order to get to that point. I'm like, that's not fun at all. How am I going to enjoy the life that I thought I could have, or the dream life that I thought I could have? How many of you here wake up every morning and say, I'm going to do the grind, I'm going to work hard, because I'm going to pay off my debt? Raise your hand if you're honest about it. Very few of us. The truth is, it's going to be hard for me to get up on day 2 and be like, sure, I'm going to do that. The reality, we need something more than just paying off the debt. We get it. Why? Nobody wants to have debt. But we need to have something in mind, like a goal, something that we've always wanted to do. I often hear people say, oh, my dream is to travel abroad. My dream is to buy my dream home, or buy my parents a home, or do something that I always wanted to do and get that extra degree. So all of you will have to keep in mind, what is that you want for yourself? What's that one goal? So before we get started, I want every single person in the room, including the staff, to close your eyes. Don't worry, I don't bite. Close your eyes. And what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 deep breaths, and each breath you're going to hold it for 3, and you're going to exhale it for 3. So you're going to inhale with me. Ready? Inhale. Hold it. 2, 3. Release. I want to see shoulders. Do it again and breathe. Hold. Release. Last one, take it and deep breath. Inhale. Hold. Release. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to remember the first time that you saw someone in your home paying the bills. It might have been your parents, maybe caregivers. What did their facial expressions look like? What energy was in the room? Were you a child when you saw this? Were there papers scattered everywhere? Did you join in the conversation? Did you leave the room? Now fast forward to the first time you had to pay your bills. What did that look like? What energy was going through you? What facial expressions did you have? Take another deep breath, hold it for 3. Ready, inhale. Hold. Exhale. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to picture that one specific goal you have for yourself. What is it that you want to attain, maybe within this year or within the next 5 years? Picture that goal. Be as specific as possible. Now open your eyes. So I started to see a lot of this. Eyes are crinkling, the shoulders moving, even some people got a little situated in their chairs. What does that tell you? What did you feel? What did you think? Anxiety? Some stress? Maybe some worriness? For many of us, we have a very similar money story. We come from a place of lack or sacrifice because we saw maybe someone in our home emulated that type of energy. So the first time that we started to pay our bills, guess what? The moment we saw those papers, we're like, oh my gosh, this paper has so much power over me. But when we start taking to control and find out what our money story is, we can start changing our money story. So when it comes to paying down our debt or dealing with real life responsibilities, we can say, okay, I can handle this, and I need to change my entire mindset on how I'm going to do this. So first off, who wants to find a few $1,000s right now? Yes, every single one of you. So in my book, and I know many of you already have it, so I'm excited for you to read it, but in my book, I talk about runaway spending. And many of us are very used to hearing this over and over. What's that runaway spending? We all have different habits, but for the majority of us, it might be takeout. And for this example, I'm going to talk about takeout food because I know we love some good food, and I know in this city there's some really good eating. So if we think about maybe Monday through Friday, we're spending $10 on a meal. I'm being very conservative. I've heard people say, oh, I easily spend $20. But let's say 10 for this example. $10 a day, 5 days a week during your work week. So what's 10 times 5? 50. Okay, you're like $50. It's not too much to stress out about. But multiply that in 4 weeks, right? In 1 month, so 50 times 4 is 200. Okay, so you're starting to feel the $200 on this one little meal that you didn't think was too bad. Now multiply that in 12 months, in a year, how much is that? $2,400. $2,400 on this one little meal that you thought wasn't that big of a deal. A few dollars can trickle into thousands of dollars. And as I said, I was conservative, said $10. $20, you're looking at $5,000 on what you thought lunch was not a big deal. Now, I don't expect you to take it out and say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice everything and never eat out again and make all my lunch, make all my breakfast. Nobody, usually can't do that because you have to socialize for work, or you forget, or you don't have the time, whatever it might be. How about thinking in a different way and say, can I cut that in half? Can I say maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week, I'm going to make my own lunch, or I'm going to make my own breakfast? And I didn't even mention in December, what happens in December? Holidays, parties, presents, potlucks. So these $5,000 or these $2,400 that you're spending can actually triple in December alone. There's too many studies that show that. So now you're thinking, oh my gosh, what is that runaway spending for me? I can have that. So now you found at least a couple $1,000s that you can apply towards your debt. No one likes to talk about debt because it brings this type of energy. Even in the room, I could tell when I was walking you through that breathing exercise, start to feel how your body feels when you talk about money to yourself. And so kind of figuring yourself, I need to do something a little better. Now, one of the things that I say when you're going to pay off your debt is figuring out where you are. It's kind of like when you're working out, you got to step on the scale and you got to figure out how much you weigh. You have to find out exactly what is the damage, assess the damage. Find out, do I really have that much credit card debt? Do I still have that much student loan debt? And what you want to do, you're going to learn so many tools throughout the day. I mean, I'm excited to hear all the other speakers as well and see how they're learning and how they're really paying down their debt. But one of the things that I've seen that's helped me and thousands of people that I help across the country is there's so many methods, and one of my favorite is the Snowball Method. Some of you know it as the avalanche method. So what that means is you're going to pick the one with the highest interest rate, and usually your credit cards have a higher interest rate. Work on that one credit card first, and you're going to apply whatever money you are no longer spending on that runaway spending to that credit card. So you can apply as much as you can per month until you pay that one credit card off. Obviously, you're still going to continue to pay off your other credit cards, your student loans, at least the minimum amount. But the whole point is that you start focusing on the one with the highest interest rate. One, you're going to spend less money because of that, and you're going to motivate yourself more to keep paying that off. And let's be honest, for some of us, it might not be 1 or 2 months to pay that off. It might take a couple years, depending how much debt you have. So understanding that there's a way to do so and apply it. The moment you pay that off, celebrate, dance, do something that's going to say, I paid off that one, on to the next. And you keep doing that until you get to that place. Now, I know this is easier said than done, and you're looking at me like, sure, everyone's told me the same thing, and I did give you at least 1 or 2 ways to start not only saving money, making more money, but how do you really apply it? How do you actually stay motivated? I had tons of student debt. I had over $80,000 of student debt, grad school as well. I'm a first-generation college student. My majority of my family were immigrants, refugee immigrants from El Salvador. And I was heavily targeted with credit cards, especially in college. And luckily in California, there's a law that you can no longer be in front of a school on campus and saying people, hey, would you like some free shirts? Would you like some free shoes? For a credit card that's 25% interest. And myself knowing what that is, and not my parents knowing what that is, I took it. So I found myself in a lot of debt. And when I went to grad school, my second year, I still remember that feeling. Getting another $15,000 in student loans to help me pay my last year of grad school, on top of the student loan debt I already had, on top of the credit card debt I had, and I was a first-time home buyer, so now I had this mortgage that I was in charge of all by myself. But what happened next did not really prepare me. I had no clue what was happening, as no one else around me felt like they did. The market crashed. And so I lost my job. And The year that came after that, no one could have ever known. No one could have ever prepared me for it. Not only did I feel myself drowning deeper and deeper into debt, I actually found myself in one of the most difficult places that I hope none of you ever find yourself in. But if you do, I want you to know you're going to be okay. Feeling ashamed, feeling alone, feeling desperate, and feeling hopeless. I have my degrees in business, finance and international business, and I thought I should know better. How did I get myself into this mess? And I had no one to talk to because I felt no one would understand. No one in my family had gone through college like I did, so how could I explain this frustration I was dealing with? And these moments became moments of depression, and that's an understatement. They became sleepless nights, sweats, and I had no idea what was going on. Because generally, I'm a really happy person. But all of a sudden, I remember having moments where I was crying uncontrollably and feeling every single day this heavy burden of, oh my God, I'm going to be the next person to lose their home. I've saved more than 15 years for my first home, and I might not be able to pay the mortgage. I probably won't be able to do anything I need to and maybe try to move back home. How is that going to happen? And like I said, I found myself in the worst place. When I thought I hit rock bottom, I was wrong. Because of my depression, because I didn't know who to seek out help with, I woke up in an acute psychiatric hospital. "36 hours later, I was released, and the worst that can happen not only happened, but now I really had to get work done. I couldn't work the first year. I had to go to a lot of therapy, a lot of group sessions. I had to start owning what was happening. I had to start sharing my frustration. And I was fortunate. I had family and friends. One of my best friends is a therapist. And she even said, I had no clue. You have it together. And I had a huge organization at the time, too. And she's like, you out of all people, how did you end up here? And how did I not see the signs? And the fact that she was telling me that, I thought, wow, if I struggle, I can only imagine all the other people that really do struggle. So these are the 3 things that are not only get you out of that debt and out of whatever funk you might be feeling right now, but more importantly, these 3 things will keep you motivated to do the work. So the first thing is, you need to have accountability. Every single one of you today, you're going to meet people during these meetups, you're going to listen to these speakers, and I want you to meet at least 2 people that you're going to say, we're going to keep each other accountable. I'm going to call you once a week, once a month, once a quarter, whatever you feel comfortable with, and say, how's it going? Is it challenging for you? What can I help you with? What are you applying right now? What tool from EconoMe Conference did you learn and say, I'm going to pay this and I'm going to do it right? But keep each other accountable, because then, you don't feel alone. Second, you're like, oh, you know what? I hadn't tried that theory first. Oh, you know what? I hadn't actually tried this, applying it. Maybe I should do that now. Because all of you can go home in a week and feel like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be that person. And a month happens, the holidays might happen, life can happen, and there goes that motivation. So the first thing is finding that accountability with someone in here. You're looking for your tribe today, and you obviously found it. You're in the right place. Now, second is finding resources that are going to be good for you. For me, I've always loved learning about finances. I was that person that talked to me about it. I'm like, tell me more. It's exciting. But I'll be honest with you. In class, especially during college, I thought, first of all, these slides are boring. The colors are horrible. The graphs don't really make sense to me. And I'm like, why do I keep seeing pizzas over and over and over that don't really teach me what I need to learn? So I have a background in dance as well. So that's what I started to do, is implementing dance, art, music, anything that's going to get me excited about money. If I don't feel excited about something, trust me, I'm not going to learn it. So look for resources that apply to you. There's podcasts. You can listen to mine, of course. There's tons out there. Listen to these skilled speakers because they know what they're talking about. Reach out to them. Join their groups. Join the Facebook that we have here, right? There's also books, documentaries, which I hope you watched today's documentary. Find something that really motivates you. Join a dance class. I'm in LA, so next time you're in LA, you're welcome to come to one of my classes, because I want to say, if I'm going to teach you financial literacy, you're going to remember. And the third rule that I think is one of the most important, yet the most difficult for most people, including myself, I'm not going to lie, is being patient with yourself. You have to be. We have to be. Because there's no way you can learn all of these amazing skills in one day. There's no way that you can possibly pay off your debt in one day. If you do, talk to me. Let me know. But patience is crucial. It's kind of like learning another language. Anyone in the room know more than one language? Well, we all know, good. And we all know English, obviously. So you remember learning the language. It wasn't that your parents would say, I want you to learn the alphabet today and learn the entire language. No, it takes time. And that's what it is. Financial literacy, money, investing, anything, it's like a foreign language to you if it wasn't taught in your home. So for me, it's always reminding it's going to take time. It's going to take me years to become fluent in it. And guess what? It's always evolving. There's always a new word. There's always a new term. There's always something that I can learn. So being patient with yourself is crucial. And being able to understand what is going to keep me motivated. So for me, I told you, I love to dance, so I want every single one of you to stand up. Don't worry, I'm not going to hold you out on it. Takes a few seconds. As you feel the energy changing in this room, we're talking about money, I've been talking about debt, and let's be honest, some of my story is a little sad. But the emotions that we go through when we deal with our money, especially paying down our debt, is real. So I want you to check yourself by doing some breathing exercises before you start paying your bills, because you want a good ambiance. But more importantly is, how do you psych yourself up to get you motivated? You're like, you know what, I am going to pay that off today. Or you know what, I am going to go ask for that promotion today. Or I am going to ask my client, hey, money's due today. How do I get myself psyched up? This is what I do, and it's a very simple one. And it's affirmations, I'm all about it. But guess what? We need some body movements. Our body, the way we remember, our memories will remember better if we actually have some body movements. This is what I do when I'm about to go in, especially when I'm asking for a lot of money, is I make money moves. I make money moves. Try it. I make money moves. I can't hear you. I make money moves. 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 I see you a little faster. Make money moves. I make money moves. I make money moves. I make money moves. Okay? Awesome. Have a seat. Have a seat. I kept it simple for you. But I saw some heads bobbling. I saw some people moving. And did you feel the energy? Whether you were that person, you're like, oh my God, what am I doing, right? Here's a little secret. Adults are worse than kids. Kids, the moment they're like, okay, I got this, and then they just grab it, right? Same thing with language. Foreign language is the same thing. Financial literacy is the same thing. So you started to either feel your energy or someone else's, and you're like, yeah, I could do this, and you need to do that the moment you're going to ask for more money, or the moment that you're looking at that bill and say, oh, I have to do this again next month, or I have to figure out how to do this. The whole point is you shift that energy. Money is something that is probably one of the most powerful energies out there. Giving you all these tools, giving you something that you can take home today is half the battle. It's staying motivated. It's you sitting in the car, and that's one of the easiest ones that I like, because I'm sitting in the car and I can do it. And sometimes I have to do it for like 5 minutes to be like, okay, I'm about to tell them they're going to pay me $10,000 for 15 minutes. Okay, I got to get myself in that mode. Oh, trust me, and it's great when it happens, right? So it's for you to do the same for yourself. You find a movement. It doesn't have to be the Cardi B song, whatever it is that you want, but it's something that allows you to really get yourself hyped up, snap out of that funk, snap out of that depression or that moment. And guess what? You can always call your accountability partner and say, you know what? I'm freaking out. What do I do? You have the tools. You will get the tools. Have faith in yourself and be patient. Before I go, I will leave you with my favorite motto, because there's moments where I need to remind myself every day, especially in the mirror, and I recommend you to do the same. Find your affirmation. Find your words. But for me, is have fun, be fabulous, and frugal. Thank you.